And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the program. Greatly appreciate everybody spending some time with us here, supporting the show and calling into the hotline, supporting the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors just by reaching out to the show. We got Cosimo making his debut on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Genius in 21 days. Give us a little teaser of what you're going to talk about today, my friend.
How to have fun with our brains and learn faster.
Learning faster, and he's actually teaching me to learn Spanish, so I'm excited about that. As you know, I'm in real estate, so learning Spanish is going to open up a whole nother market to me, another growing market that is as well, because, you know, a lot of times when I'm talking to people, prospective sellers on the phones, they'll say, no comprende en español, and then my response is, un poquito español, mi amigo. La casa for sale. So I'm trying to get through it, but we're gonna take that to a whole new level. This is gonna be great. I'm excited. El Baño. Yes, there you go. Okay, so Cosimo, we're gonna talk with him. His company is Genius in 21 days, and we're gonna talk with him about that as well. Mark Haye also on the show. He is our financial advising partner, and we're gonna talk about DJT and the Trump administration allowing for now $1,000 investment account for all babies born at certain dates and all that good stuff. So that's going to be awesome. Think about the momentum that child's going to have in life. And then it makes it an easy way for grandparents and folks to throw money into that account. So really cool stuff happening. Also, Governor DeSantis fighting for our rights as property owners, potential to eliminate property taxes. That is going to be on the ballot. So we'll discuss that topic and more. Also, Dave, let's tell them about our next party, man. We got a gratitude party, business mixer, networking event coming up as well.
It's not just a networking event there, buddy. It's a Tampa Bay's best speed networking event. Thursday, September 25. It's going to be 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It's going to be hosted right there at 1025 The Bone.
Right there in St. Pete, 4th Street North. Yeah.
Yep, it's going to be supported by the America's Preferred Home Warranty. Of course, there's going to be light appetizers, beverages that are included by them. So come on down. It's going to be a great time to do some networking. You get done very quick and enjoy the studio.
Yeah, that's on the 25th, Thursday 25th, 6:30 over at Cox Media 1025 The Bone Studio. We hope to see you there. It's going to be a great networking event. I've got some of the latest real estate stats as well. We're going to talk about this, some of the latest stats on days on market, new listing inventory, what percentage of homes that have sold had a price drop. We're going to talk about that. Hillsborough County stats, got the latest stats straight from the MLS board coming up as well. All right, a couple of hot listings. We'll jump right into it with Cosimo. I'm excited to become a genius in 21 days. We're going to talk with him. Now, we always feature our listings on air. It's part of our strategy. My wife, Lindsay, and I own a top 100 ranked real estate team at Keller Realty, and we always help our sellers sell faster for more money by featuring their listings live on air. 118 Lakeshore Drive East in Palm Harbor. We've got a beautiful listing here, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2-car garage, 1,740 square feet, and you have a quarter-acre lot on the waterfront. So this is on Lake Tarpon, 2,536-acre lake. So it's a huge playground for the kids, fishing out there. You've got all types of water sports available to you, 180-degree views, and, of course, a private boat dock. Beautiful property, 118 Lakeshore Drive East, Palm Harbor, Florida. 3308 Landing Place, another one of our beautiful listings. This one is a estate-style home, 3 bedrooms plus an office, 3.5 bath, and 2-car garage, 3,000 square feet, over a third of an acre lot, ground level master bedroom, which is huge for folks that are kind of aging. They don't want to go up and down stairs. Private pool, outdoor entertainment area, private marina with boat slips and ramp out onto Lake Tarpon, where you can take your boat to dinner. You can go enjoy all those great Florida water sports out there as well. Gated tennis and basketball courts, waterfront park, playground, and scenic walking trails. This is all in Cobb's Landing in beautiful Palm Harbor. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Yeah, I'm raising my glass to those saving our ass overseas.
That's right. Yeah. Shout out to all of our troops out there, our veterans, everybody fighting for America and that American way of life. The American worldview is what we hold so near and dear to our hearts. All right, let's welcome in Cosimo, genius in 21 days. Tell us a little bit more about your background, a little bit more about your company, my friend.
Absolutely. So first of all, it's an honor to be here, and I really believe everybody has a genius inside. We need to just understand how our brain likes learning. So this journey of my life started when I was 20, and you have to know that in Italy there was this company who was testing people's brain characteristics. They were testing you for your memory skills, your organizational skills, your learning skills, your skills as far as like productivity.
Okay.
And so they were disclosing the results after 20 years to you, telling you were blocked in those things.
Wow. Okay.
And they were telling you, this is your, is it correct that this is your life, let's say lifestyle or career or income or whatever it is. They were 99% right predicting that.
Wow. Okay.
But they never gave them a solution. So we basically acquired all the techniques. So we actually learned all the techniques in the world through scientists. We researched them. And then to each block we found in those tests, we associate a technique to it. And so after thousands of hours spent with them and 60,000 happy customers, more than that in the world, we now can customize a perfect method on people's brains so they can start reading 4 times faster, retaining 8 times more, or becoming 10 times more productive and focused in anything they're doing.
Wow.
So it's good for adults, for kids, and I would say for who has a brain and wants to use it.
Anyone that has a brain, just not the scarecrow from that movie there. But
Narrows it down a little
he
bit.
didn't have a brain. But Cosimo, you got your awesome book here too. I'm holding it up for our audience out there watching our TV show. Cosimo Intermite. Say your last name again, buddy.
Intermite.
Cosimo Intermite. Genius in 21 days. Learn faster with secrets to unlimited productivity. And again, I'm excited to learn Spanish. What's kind of a starting point for people that kind of say, wow, this sounds interesting, I'm intrigued, how do I start?
You mean Spanish, or you start learning?
Yeah, learning or Spanish, either way.
Very good. So the very first thing you should understand is what is the block that you're having right now. Okay. So where are you stuck right now, either in your business or in your life? And sometimes people feel like I'm overwhelmed or I'm frustrated. I procrastinate things. I should do that, but I didn't do it yet.
Okay.
These are things that usually entrepreneurs live every day. Most of all, small business owners or solopreneur.
Yep.
And so what happens is they think it's their problem. It's themselves that's stopping them from achieving the results they want. But in reality, they are learning blocks they got from school. They didn't even know those blocks are still existing inside of themselves after school.
Like subconsciously?
Well, it's not, also subconsciously, but mostly in the actions they have. For example, nowadays a business owner that's starting has to wear many hats, like organizing sales, then do the commercial part, selling their business, then go to networking, do the finding leads, or like they have to do the administration, they have to do all the stuff, right?
Sure.
Well, they have to read, they have to learn, they have to be organized. But in school, for example, we were used to procrastinate our test until the day we were actually taking the test.
Yeah.
So you learn their way of organization until the pain of not passing the test is lower than going through and studying.
Right.
Then I'm going to do it. Now, in business, it happens that you want to launch that online course. You want to reach out to those customers. You want to now put a CRM into it and learn how to do it. But then you don't do it until the pain of doing that is actually lower than actually going through the whole learning process and organization you have to do. We don't need to work on pain. We can actually work with all the talents our brain has by using the natural way our brain organizes things. And so there are techniques that trigger exactly your brain likes organizing so that we can be more productive, more effective, and learn faster. Other things I can say would be like people usually, entrepreneurs that I work with usually use to-do lists. Would never use the to-do list.
Right.
I think everybody goes there and say, I can't retain this, I should write it down somewhere. Well, in the beginning, you notice that you're feeling this up, you're not forgetting, but does the to-do list allows you to do everything you need to do? Well, no. Most of the times you write a page, then you turn the page, the second page, third page. By statistics, you're not gonna go back on the on the first page you wrote, so three pages back.
Right.
And you're gonna have all those piles of books you're writing, of lists to do, but you're not doing it.
Right.
Why? That to-do list doesn't work with every brain.
Okay.
And there are techniques that actually could work with your brain way better than to-do lists. Now, you can keep using to-do lists, but then if you don't have a strategy or a method in your brain to organize, they're not going to really fulfill your productivity.
Right.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Now, how do you start? First of all, being aware that it's not your fault and that actually no one taught you a method. No one taught you your brain likes learning. They just told you what to do, how to learn it, what to learn, not how you have to learn it. And so now, if you understand that, now you have to look for ways that your brain could work better.
Okay.
Now, with our company, what I did, I'm dyslexic and ADHD. So for me, I mean, nowadays, actually, we're aware of those things. Back in the 90s, when I said I'm dyslexic, they would say, do you have a disease that can be contagious? I said, I'm not talking about a disease.
Yeah.
And in school, I mean, I don't want to talk about all the past, but you feel a little bit dumb because you don't fit what they really want you to fit.
Sure.
And unfortunately, they didn't know any better. They didn't know any learning disabilities, what they were. So I was looking always for something to do better things. Now, realizing years after finding techniques that work with my brain, now I can read at least 28 times faster than before.
Wow.
I can retain any book I want. I can go to a podcast for someone that wrote a book and read the book like in an hour before I get in and I know everything about it. So that's a superpower.
Yeah.
Now, having a superpower in your business, having a superpower in your life, it's possible if you know how to use the most important tool you have, which is your brain.
Right.
You're going to use it forever until you die. Well, let's use it the best.
Yeah.
And that's what I would say. Starting point is awareness, then finding techniques that really makes you feel a superpower.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. And if you just joined us, we're talking with Cosimo. His company is Genius in 21 Days. He's all over Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, you name it. He's got a channel out there for us. So go to our website, consumerqb.com. You can see links there to his information. We've got a show card there with all of his information. And you can also, of course, call the hotline, consumerqb.com. You can find the hotline there as well. And I'm particularly excited about the ability, like recently, I've always been a learner. I like learner, and I think you and I have the Tony Robbins Business Mastery and those types of programs in our similar history and kind of a path. When you look at just last year, I got my mortgage license on top of the real estate license. But I thought, hey, if I can learn Spanish, this is going to open up a whole nother demographic and potentially put another, 50 or 100 grand in my pocket.
Absolutely. By
doing business with those folks that speak Spanish. And, a lot of folks from Latin America, Central, or even Europe that come over to the United States and have an interest in real estate. So for me, it's a potential to increase my revenue, increase my relationships in the community. And I think you get that level of respect, just generally speaking, having that bilingual status.
Absolutely. Well, think about when someone that doesn't speak English puts the effort to speak your language. How much more connection you can have with that person and respect with that person and deeply connection, because I'm trying to speak your language.
Yes.
So I'm putting extra effort that some people didn't even put. And so you want to connect with me.
Yes.
Well, I would say here in America, most of all, the Spanish community is big. Most of all here in Florida,
big time.
I would say.
Yeah.
And a lot of Spanish people. I mean, I'm Italian. And I have Spain next to me.
Yeah.
I have many good folks, many good friends that speak Spanish, and I speak Spanish too. Now, what I would tell you, yes, if you can learn Spanish and speak their language, not only that creates more revenue for you, but creates connection with people at a deeper level. They usually, people that come from a different country once, I mean, think about it as someone that it's not born in America, okay? They're coming here knowing that there is an American dream.
Yes.
And they know they can't speak English really well. They're putting effort, but then you, American, are learning Spanish to connect with them. The the importance you're going to have in their community, it's so high that whatever you want to actually promote or do with them and build with them can be possible because you're building that trust.
Yeah.
They usually don't have it with someone you don't understand.
Right.
How easy is to build that trust with someone you can't understand? I mean,
Oh, yeah. That's right. It's counterproductive. Yeah. And, you know, the ability to learn, that's, you know, a lot of business owners, I've heard it said that as a business owner, your number one strategic advantage going forward is the ability to outlearn your competition, because let's face it, technology's changing, marketing changing, social media, there's always change. The one constant is change, right? So Cosimo, more with Cosimo here, genius in 21 days. He can teach you how to learn different learning techniques, how to learn a language. We're going to talk more with him coming up. Also, Ron DeSantis weighs in on how to vote yourself property tax relief in the state of Florida. Big deal, huge issue in the state of Florida right now. So more with Cosimo coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast.
Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. brimes@kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. brimes@kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com, our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com. Looking to level up your sales game? With 20 plus years of coaching experience spanning across several industries, Lindsay Rimes helps everyone from entry-level reps to seasoned business owners boost sales, improve work-life balance, and retain top talent with customized options catered to personal, group, or corporate settings. Brandon and Lindsay Rimes offer training on negotiation strategy, business development, and more. Let's grow your business together. Call 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Submit an email at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here in studio with Cosimo. Genius in 21 Days USA.com. Genius in 21 Days USA.com. That is his website. And he can teach you how to learn. It's going to improve your brain function. He's going to teach you how to learn anything faster, better, become smarter, faster. We're going to talk with him more in just a moment. Before we do, a couple of hot listings for our sellers, our listing sellers, clients out there. 103 Brigadoon Drive. We just hit the market on this one. We got open houses going on as well this weekend. This one is 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,536 square feet with a low HOA fee of only $190 a month. You've got a beautiful community pool, a large backyard, and you're close to the beaches as well. Very close to the beaches at 103 Brigadoon Drive in Clearwater. Great opportunity to buy real estate here in Tampa Bay. 4798 Indigo Road. This one's in Groveland. We've got 42 acres for sale. The owner is in process of breaking that down into more bite-sized parcels, around 5-acre parcels or so. So great opportunity for investment if you want to have a ranchette, that ranchette-style living. 4798 Indigo Road in Groveland, Florida. We sell vacant land, residential, and commercial properties. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Cosimo, back here on the studio. So, genius in 21 days. I love the idea. I love the strategy. And maybe do you have a recent success story or kind of bring all this together for everyone?
Oh, yes. So, I have many. The recent one, since we're in this moment, I don't know why, but I have many financial advisors contacting my office.
Oh, good.
That they want to pass their tests, their financial tests. So recently, I had this person. His name is Chase.
Yep.
And actually, he was a hockey player. And after COVID, he needed to, he couldn't play anymore for different personal problems. And so he found himself, what can I do now? I want to know more about finances and maybe I can help people with that. So we met just talking through a networking event. And I told him, and he told me that he was going through this test preparation, trying to pass the first test, the SIE. And he said, Cosimo, I have no idea how to study this. I can't retain. I can't do it. Uh-oh. So I said, okay, when do you have the test? In 3 days from now. You really? Awesome. Let's do it. So we met for basically for 3 days. Yeah. And he said I was able to remember more than I remembered in a month of preparation for this test.
Nice.
He passed the test, and within 23 days, he passed all the financial tests required to be a financial advisor, which are the Series 7, 65, and 66. So beautiful.
That's awesome.
He became one of the best of the firm. And from there, oh my gosh, I have so many financial advisors receive applications through, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I have people that actually are learning Spanish like you are doing. And one thing that I want to say about how to start learning Spanish, you maybe have been in school for a long time trying to learn that language, but it didn't work. It's not because the language is hard. It's because the method you're using is wrong for your brain.
Got it. Repeating
over and over doesn't really work for our brain. So now what happens is you create a belief that to speak the language, it takes you a long time. Think about it. In school, you may learn Spanish every single month for 6 months or for a year, but then you don't speak it. That's when you create a belief, I'm not going to be able to speak it.
Limited belief, yeah.
But once you change the method, you're going to change also your results. And so what I ask people to do when you start learning a language is don't try to learn grammar rules like you do in school immediately. Start with the words, because once you know enough words, when I give you the grammar rule, your brain is able to understand how to use it. But if I give you a grammar rule with words you don't know, how are you going to understand how to use the grammar rule?
It'll confuse you. Yeah.
And so that's one thing that I can say. But if you don't have a good method to retain words, actually Techniques allows you to retain 700 words of Spanish in a week if you want to. So.
Wow. I love it. I'm looking forward to it. Exciting stuff. Genius in 21 Days. Cosimo. Check him out online. Genius in 21 Days. USA.com is his website. And you're going to hear more from him coming up in a few weeks as well. He's going to be one of our expert contributors that are continually contributing to the show. So really interesting stuff. Cosimo, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, my pleasure. All right, we're going to talk to Mark Haye next, 21st Century Financial, and I've got Ron DeSantis going to talk about vote yourself property tax relief. That's going to be on the ballot this year coming up. Also, Donald Trump offering $100,000 or $1,000, that is, investment into citizens born in the United States, of course, going into a savings account. We're going to talk with Mark about that coming up next here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rimes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back here. We got Mark Haye in studio with us. Buy, borrow, and die strategy. That's Mark's program for today. He's going to talk about also DJT, the Trump administration, $1,000 for children born in the United States. Really cool plan. I like it. I want to talk to Mark and see what his thoughts are about that. Remind you as well, we got our Tampa Bay's Best Speed Networking event coming up on Thursday, September 25th. 6:30 over at Cox Media Group, 1025 The Bone Studio in St. Petersburg. You're invited, but you've got to RSVP. So make sure you hit us up, consumerqb.com, if you want to be there. America's Preferred Home Warranty, Thomas, is providing the light appetizers, and we'll have beverages there as well. Great opportunity to come out and meet some of our show partners. A couple of hot listings, we'll jump right into it. Mark Haye in studio with us, 21st Century Financial. I'm your host, Brandon Rimes. 9594 Southeast Merricamp Road. This is a beautiful property. I love this commercial listing here. 5,725 square feet, just under an acre on the lot size. It's a retail building. Thriving hardware store with lucrative income streams. So you're buying the building, you're buying the land, you're buying the business. It's a great opportunity at 9594 Southeast Merricamp Road, Ocala, Florida. 1900 59th Avenue North. This one's number 108. Great listing on our team. Compliments of our Platinum MVP team listing agent there. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 620 square feet. You got a condo here, 55 plus community pool, lighter color interior paint. I love it. A great opportunity. Buy some real estate in Tampa Bay, and you're going to be happy you did in the years to come. 1900 59th Avenue North, unit number 108, St. Petersburg, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, we would love to talk to you. Check out all of our listings and hit us up at consumerqb.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Mark Haye back in studio. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, how you doing? Hanging in there?
Yeah, man. Blessed and highly favored, bro.
Yeah, you play fantasy football?
I used to. This is the first year I haven't done it in a little while.
Yeah, it's fun. I struck out this week, so I'm a little bummed out.
Oh, did you? Well, yeah. USF, what a big win. Grammatica for the win. I love it, dude.
I texted his dad over the week, and I was so excited to see it, man. It was just unbelievable. They're a good team. It's crazy. They've been around 29, 30 years. Yeah. Never won a conference championship. I mean, that's crazy. Let's hope that this is the year. And they
we would have if they'd have kept Levitt and not run him out of town. I think so.
Levitt was doing a great job. He got us in the top 5 a couple of years in a row, and but we'll see. I mean, I'm excited for them. It's a really early start of the season, so we'll see what happens. But they have a heck of a start.
You got to whoop them Canes next.
Two top 25 teams they beat, and now they got Miami. So
the Hurricanes going down.
We'll see. So that's
Ron
exciting.
DeSantis is beating the drum of no property taxes, so we're able to, as citizens, to vote ourselves out of paying property taxes. Now that's single-family homes, primary residences only. That's going to free up a lot of capital for people too.
Yeah, that's strictly, like you said, just homestead. But that's amazing. I mean, everybody could use that relief because here in property tax in Florida, property insurance, car insurance, everything's gone up so much that we do need some relief. And we're at surplus again for like 2 years in a row. Florida's number 1 as far as the 50 states and as far as the country being run. We have the money, so why not? Why not do this? I do agree. If I had to make an agreement that an investment property, I guess, but I still don't think there should be property taxes on anything that you buy. Why should we pay taxes forever
for
to own
unrealized
something?
gain?
I just don't agree with it. But if I have a give and take, all right, homestead's great. We'll argue and fight the investments another time. Let's get that done.
Yeah, I love it. Let's start there, and then we'll see where it goes. All right, what's this buy, borrow, and die strategy?
Yeah, so I deal with buy, borrow, and die strategies a lot, especially when it comes to long-term care, and I got a couple of examples I'll give you. But what that means is if you buy something like an appreciating asset, and this is a real estate show, so you buy real estate, right? and your home goes from $250,000 to $500,000, you don't owe anything on that, right? Unless you would sell that. So if you sold it, you owe capital gains, etc. If you had cash value life insurance, that's an asset that you could borrow against that won't pay taxes. Stock portfolio, a business, you could start a business, buy a business, etc. So the first step is buying it, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay, now what do you do? How do you get money out of this thing that we, tax efficient way? So, leverage, Elon Musk and Bezos, they're like the dollar salary club. There's actually a thing, where they only pay themselves $1, right? Well, what they do is they just take loans out against the business instead of taking income. So let's just use $1 million.
Yep. If
they said, I'm going to take $1 million salary out of my business, you're going to owe 30% to the government. It's $30,000 a year. It's $2,500 a month that you would owe the IRS. Or we're going to go out and take a loan of $1 million against the business, and let's say it's an 8% interest rate. That's $650 a month in interest opposed to $2,500, and so it's a drastic difference, and the business gets to write off the interest. So you can't write off federal income taxes, but you can write off the interest on a loan, and it's significantly going to be less than paying the taxes.
Yeah.
So the first step is buying something. Well, you know what I mean? Now, you can certainly buy stuff without your own money, and that's a different show.
OPM.
But the first step is buying it. Then it's borrow, okay? So, again, we'll use real estate. If you have an investment property and you want to take out a line of credit or a loan against that, you can do that, and you get that money tax-free. Then you write off the interest, everything else, and the renter will then actually pay that loan.
Right.
So you take that money tax-free, and you can live your lifestyle, or you can invest it in other assets that produce income and do the same thing.
Sure.
Real estate is really, really lucrative to do this because of Trump's tax bill. When he brought back the 100% bonus depreciation. All that means is, minus the land, you can take the whole depreciation in year one instead of waiting 27.5 years. So use our example, $500,000 home. Again, you can't do the land, but I'm just going to use $500,000.
Yep.
You buy a $500,000 home and you say, okay, I'm going to take that off my income in year one. $500,000 comes off your income. You own that property. Then you go and say, I'm going to take a $500,000 loan against that, a line of credit, a mortgage.
Yep.
You get that $500,000 tax free. Then you rent that out, and then the renters pay that mortgage, and then you get to deduct that interest.
Yeah. I got another one I just heard about, and I don't know if it's true, but have you heard of, Bass Pro Shops, right? You go in, it's pretty cool. They got it's set up, I guess it looks a little bit like a museum, but something about they made however many $1 billion in revenue, and they paid zero property taxes because they classified themselves as a museum. Yeah,
so I posted something like that. I can't remember when on my social media.
Post that? Yeah.
Anyways, because they have a giant aquarium in there, they're considered a museum. Okay. Now, and so when you're a museum, it's not taxed, right? It's like a charity.
What a loophole!
And so they can offset a lot of that federal income tax for that museum. Plus, they can get credits, they can get subsidies to then build their quote unquote museums. To put that in there.
Okay.
And I think they've taken like $1.8 billion just in subsidies to go out and build these monster buildings.
Yeah.
From us, the taxpayers, by the way. Because they get the tax breaks, they get credits, etc.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I think I see them setting up a museum or a fish tank right here in the lobby now.
Right,
exactly. They're working fast here.
Exactly. So then going back to what we were talking about, last year the top wealthy people grew their assets the largest ever been in 1 year. Okay, but again, they're not selling.
Yeah.
So they're allowing it to sit and compound and keep earning interest, and they just keep loaning against it. So we talked about real estate, but let's talk about a stock portfolio. Let's save $1 million in a stock portfolio. And you say, okay, I need money. I'm going to go sell that Amazon stock or that Tesla stock. And you're going to owe 20, 25% in capital gains. Or you go to the bank, and the bank will give you a loan against the stock portfolio, and you owe nothing in taxes.
Nice.
You keep the stock invested, and it keeps earning what it's earning.
Working for you.
And then the bank, their job is, if it starts to go down a certain thing, they start selling for you because they want their money. You see what I'm saying?
Collateralized against that.
Collateralized.
Yep.
People use life insurance. If you got cash value life insurance, same thing. You can buy a life insurance policy, take a loan against the cash, and then your cash still earns compounding interest that the money was in it. Even if you take the loan out, you get it tax-free. And then when you die, that tax-free benefit goes back to the beneficiaries. And there's also banks that we work with that's a literally one-page application to apply for a loan and use your life insurance as collateral and never even touch the life insurance. And they just give you a loan at 3%, 4%, 5% because they know they're getting paid. If you die, they get paid. And if you're alive, they get paid because the cash is in there.
And they attach that
Correct.
just like they're
collateral.
attaching a concrete building.
Yeah, it's just an asset. So you
Yeah.
got to buy an asset that you can loan against or start a business, etc. And then ultimately we die. Okay? So then you get a call with a step-up cost basis. And we'll use real estate because it's the same thing. You know, I have several conversations with families that have to deal with long-term care events, you know, and people are living longer. That's great. But as they live longer, health declines, and there's 50% of us are going to be needing care, whether it's Alzheimer's care, long-term care, et cetera. A lot of these people, like grandparents, my grandparents, didn't have any kind of long-term care plan or policy because they're relatively new, and they didn't know to go get that, right? And so I literally just had a meeting with this family a couple weeks ago, and they said, look, mom's got to go into a home. We don't have the money. She bought this house 50 plus years ago for $10,000 and it's worth $750,000 today. We're going to sell that to help pay for care. I said, okay, we can do that, but you're going to owe $200,000 in taxes and then give the rest to the nursing home. Or we could find a tenant and put him in there and he could pay rent, and that rent every month will go towards our nursing home care.
Right.
Then we take a loan against the property, whether it's a line of credit or a second mortgage. If you get a line of credit, you can write a check every single month to the long-term care facility for whatever it is. It's open.
Yeah.
And then when she dies, instead of you paying the taxes, you do what's a step-up cost basis, and you inherit that property at $750,000. You turn around and sell it for $750,000. You owe nothing in taxes. You turn around, pay off the loan that you took to take that long-term care event, and you keep the proceeds. That's a $200,000 swing.
That's huge.
Just doing that.
Let me ask you also, Mark, because I think a lot of people are confused on, or just kind of how did we get there? You mentioned some of these products are a little bit newer, in the last decade or so, maybe depending on which product. By the way, Mark Haye, 21st Century Financial. I'm your host, Brandon Rimes, Keller Williams Realty. And Mark, can you kind of walk us through what happened over the generations, like our grandparents' generation, and then you had in the 70s and 80s, you still had pension funds around. What kind of happened to the savings plan for Americans over the years?
The late 70s, they got rid of pensions, so our experts there in Washington, D.C. came up with a thing called the 401k. And they got with Wall Street, and they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get rid of these pensions, and we're going to make everybody do 401k, and everybody at Wall Street is drooling because they go, holy moly, we can get automatic funds coming into our mutual fund stock portfolio every single week, every single month, and then they trap them till 59.5, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
And they got rid of the pension plans. Both grandparents had pensions.
Right.
They worked in factory. One was an attorney for a firm, and they had pensions, and unfortunately we do not. And so we do need to take control of our own lives when it comes to finances, retirement, et cetera, because there is nothing out there. And I'm hard-pressed to think that you and I are going to get Social Security. Right. If things bankrupt, 2031 or 32, and what are they going to do? I mean, just raise taxes or push the retirement age back to 80? I mean, when are you going to collect it, you know? I do think that they should have some kind of an income limit, I guess. If you make $250,000 a year or more in retirement, maybe you get a fraction of the Social Security. I don't know. But something needs to change.
Well, tariffs have something to do with it,
tariffs,
too.
But unfortunately, Trump is just now implementing it. What are we, 6 months into it?
Yeah.
We need 6 years, 60 years of this tariffs, to really help. But,
the numbers compound.
Yeah, but he is doing a really good job. I mean, we're positive as a country the last couple of months, bringing that in. So that's huge swing. But no one wants to talk about Social Security because it's political suicide.
Right.
Something needs to happen. You got to cut this, raise that. Something's going to have to happen. And you saw with Doge and Elon Musk, they ripped that poor guy for 4 months just going through each agency and getting rid of the waste. Wait till they go to Social Security and see how much waste is in there. And they're going to be pissed because we're finding the waste.
Well, didn't they find 110-year-old people and,
all these people living since 1820 and collecting Social Security? I mean, that stuff's crazy. But
going
it's
right into
so much
AgBlue,
fraud.
a lot of it.
Right. It's so much fraud. So unfortunately, it needs to be addressed. So we do need to take care of it. But this is a good strategy, especially for you baby boomers that want to leave as much as we can to your kids. This is a strategy to do it. Don't sell it today to give them the money. Hang on to it, give it to them on their demise, and they get the step-up cost basis.
Yeah, quick clip, and then I want to ask a question to our audience.
Here's how the accounts work. For every U.S. citizen born after December 31st, 2024, before January 1st, 2029, the federal government will make a one-time contribution of $1,000 into a tax-deferred account that will track the overall stock market. In other words, it'll be pegged.
Okay, so they're going to tie it to an index, and it's going to consistently go up because you're betting on the American economy at that point, the strongest, the best in the world, still with all the naysayers. But my question for our audience, has anybody seen that money hit, right, Mark? That's what we're kind of wondering. Has anybody seen those dollars go in? Has anybody signed up for it? What's the question we want to ask there, Mark?
Well, I mean, when you had your child in July, I had a
7 weeks ago.
I had a radio show, and we talked about this particular subject. And I said, we're going to use a guinea pig.
Yeah.
I want to see how this works, because you should be getting that account set up with $1,000 in there. It goes into an S&P 500 fund. You can't touch it until he's 18, and there's rules for that.
Yep.
And then we talked about, if you think about all the kids that are born in America times 1,000, right, going into that fund, maybe we put a little bit of money into that fund. What fund is it? Because that's a lot of money going in for the next 4 years.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's going to inflate that return and then just sell it when, the 4 years is up.
Yeah.
But what fund does it go into? Yeah, S&P 500, but what is it?
And we want to know,
I mean,
has anybody out there had that happen yet? Call the hotline, text the hotline, and also if you want to get a review from Mark Haye, let him take a look at your finances, find out where you're putting your money and what your returns are. 813-917-1894. Call or text the show hotline, 813-917-1894. Mark Haye, 21st Century Financial. Also buying, selling, investing, or refinancing. We would love to talk to you. 813-917-1894. And a quick break and right back. More with Mark Haye here in studio, talking about your money, your retirement, and smart money moves here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at Brandon Rimes 1 at CQB Show. And please subscribe to our YouTube and Rumble channel, Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right to the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation. Aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online, willsmithaviation.com. That's willsmithaviation.com. Or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg. Online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. Mark Haye, 21st Century Financial, in studio with us. All your financial advice Mark can help you with that. And shop local, work local here. We greatly appreciate everybody that supports the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. Lee's Royal Services is the official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Residential, commercial cleaning, leesroyalservices.com. Home and office cleaning, leesroyalservices.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, we got a hot listing here at 14420 Bailey Hill Road. This is compliments of Jamie on our team. She is a hard-working real estate agent. She does a great job for her clients. 3 acres, agriculturally zoned, unimproved land, quick access to major thoroughfares and roads, access to Tampa, Crystal River as well. 14420 Bailey Hill Road in Brooksville. 3 acres of agricultural zone property. Great opportunity to buy real estate. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we're talking with Mark Haye here, 21st Century Financial. Mark, just a quick update on the real estate market. I've got some of the latest stats. When you think about, some of the strategy you talk about is buying real estate, leveraging that real estate, talking about your buy, borrow, and die strategy. So the latest number is straight from the MLS. It's 6,820 active listings as of the end of the month in July. You had 1,742 sold. That's a 25.5 absorption rate. So you have a 25% absorption rate and a 3.9 months supply of inventory, which the high inventory mark was 5.5 months back in January. So we're down to 3.9 months. Now, one of the other things that stuck out on my MLS stats here when I'm looking at it, of all the properties sold, you had 57%. 58% of the closings had price reductions. So the market's still, kind of correcting a little bit soft there. But I think the rates have been coming down and things are looking good going forward.
We should have a rate cut next week. That's what they say.
Yeah.
We'll see if it happens.
99%, I believe, that they're going to give it a quarter at least.
We'll see, so I'm anxious to see how it goes, but I think, it'd be nice to see a little rate cut.
Yeah, we need it, man. Too late Jerome needs to get off the too late bus and get on the right bus.
Well, I want to wrap up this buy, borrow, die because I know we're running out of time. But people will ask me, well, how am I going to pay for the loan? The same way you pay your taxes. It's just going to be a fraction of the cost. So instead of paying 30% on that income, you're going to pay 8% on the income, right? And you get it tax-free, et cetera. But when you leave, when you ultimately die, if you want to leave your estate tax-free to your heirs, and you have a stock portfolio, you have real estate, you have life insurance. You borrow against all 3 while you're alive, right? So you live tax-free and you borrow against it. And then when you die, your beneficiaries, wife, kids, etc., would inherit the stock portfolio at the step-up cost basis. So we inherit at it is the day of death. So if it's worth $1 million that day, they start at $1 million. They don't owe any taxes. They take over the real estate. If it's worth $1 million that day and you die, they start at $1 million. They don't owe any taxes.
And that's just natural. There's nothing you have to file. I mean, that's how it's stated.
Day of death. Yep.
Okay.
And then the life insurance comes in liquid, tax-free. Then the heirs take the life insurance, pay off all the debt, and then you take the entire estate tax-free. All the stocks, all the mutual funds, everything that you would have, the real estate, business, etc., they get to keep it, and it's all tax-free, and then no one paid taxes on it the entire time it appreciated.
Yeah, I love that. And then think about if we can eliminate property taxes, that's just more of Americans' dollars, Floridians' dollars, going into maybe debt payback, going into their investment programs with Mark Haye, 21st Century Financial. He's online at markhaye.com.
If they get rid of the homestead property taxes, which I don't know, I mean, I think it's like a dream, but if they did that, the real estate here in Florida is going to go through the roof.
Yes.
Because if these people that buy these $1 million, $2 million homes down here and they retire or whatever, they're paying $25,000, $30,000 a year just in property taxes.
Yeah.
You get rid of that, that's extra cash flow. Now they're like, I'm going to go buy this little condo and rent it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to invest in this. I'm going to buy that. And so I just think that if they do it, I think the real estate market in Florida is going to go up again like it did during COVID.
Well, it's a ballot measure. Yeah, it's a ballot measure, and then I think it's a 60% vote threshold. And then also, if you get Mandami the commie elected in New York City, you're going to have a COVID 2.0 on steroids.
Why would everybody not want to live here then? You have no property tax on your homestead and no state income tax. You know how much money you're saving just living in Florida? Everybody's going to – your real estate is going to go through the roof, so hang on tight.
Places.
Hang on tight
some
on that
people
one.
that are going for the cheap, they're going to South Georgia, Alabama, et cetera. There's a little bit cheaper places, but the only problem is you open up your back door, you're in Alabama.
And you got state income tax.
Bay.
State income tax. We don't have any.
That's right. Good stuff. Mark Haye, check him out online, consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors. And we had Cosimo on the front end as well, learning techniques, learning Spanish, learning a language. And, of course, thank you for supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show, all of our expert contributors. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.